So this is made with Swiss cheese sandwiches. It's a Swiss cheese sandwich strata. Hardest part was finding seedless rye bread, but I've got it, and the rye bread was buttered and had a little mustard on it, just like the sandwiches at the fair. And then seasoned the egg milk mixture a little bit with some oregano and dry mustard, and made it a little more flavorful. And the judges have already had a piece out of it, as you can see.
Alright, my recipe is for a gluten-free, free-range, sustainable, low-fat snow cone. My snow cones are my favorite state fair food, and came up with my own recipe here. We have simple syrup and Ocean Spray 100% juice. We also have in our Margaritaville mixer ice from Home City. Once you have a mound of snow,
it miled up, but it
2 teaspoons.
It got more mild.
Or do you mild down?
More or
Yeah,
less.
right. So I did
4 teaspoons of
last night when I tried it, before I went to bed, I was like, man, that's pretty
100% juice.
100%.
People don't think it's too spicy because
Stir it up.
I like spice, but
It has to be in a
I
state
don't know how
fair
everybody else
cup.
goes with that. So I was like, I woke up this
Pour
morning
over
and
the top.
tried it again, and it was like, it's still a little spicy. And then I went and made the gravy out of it, and I'm like,
Serve
fine.
chilled.
Yeah, it's like this. I was telling Kathy, trying to mix up the chocolate pudding and put espresso.
It was a hot beef Sunday. First had at the 2007 State Fair. This starts with mashed potatoes. Actually, let's do one more. Kind of small scoops.
And you'll need to make 2.
Okay. Okay. So, anyways, there we go. Mashed potatoes, and then gets the hot beef, which is just chuck roast.
Competition. And I threw my famous
And then you put a little cheese, sprinkles,
No, don't, seriously.
and a cherry tomato on
I
top.
love it.
And we're done. Anyways, there it is.
Good morning. Today, I am going to be making beer battered spam balls on a stick. Now, this idea is original, and I got my ideas from being at the fair many years with my mom. We would have to go either north or south of the fairgrounds for corn dogs. And I decided to, why not change the hot dog to Spam? And because of the state fair no longer has Spam entries, I don't know why Spam still exists. But today we are going to experiment making beer battered spam balls on a stick. And I hope it works out because this is all I have. Let's go see how many ingredients we need. Okay, for the things you need for the beer battered spam balls on a stick is the following. You can use sunflower oil, or you can use vegetable oil. Next, you'll need 2 spam containers of your choice. Your skewers, your flour, corn flour, or cornmeal, up to you. Baking powder, sugar, salt, and a half cup of a beer of your choice. Mine is in the fridge. Eggs, honey, Dijon mustard, parsley for garnish, large saucepan, paper towels for draining, your small bowls and large bowls, and your whisking fork for kind of whisking, a wooden spoon to mix everything together, a potato masher, a scooper, and your hands over here. Recipe suggested martini glasses, but these are the glasses that we work with. Is oatmeal, red onion. You can use white or yellow onion. Dry parsley, olive oil, another egg, and that will do.
first of the morning at the fair, coffee and mini donuts. So we have mini donuts around the outside of the serving container, or dessert dish. And then in the center, my whipped cream kind of collapsed, but in the center is chocolate pudding with espresso coffee in it. So we've got the coffee and the donuts, a little whipped cream on top for a little sweetener.
Hi, my name is Josh Haldeman. My state fair entry was replicating the Ohio State Fair Inky Dinky Mini Donuts. And I wanted to try and see if I could get the recipe as authentic as possible. So I tried to see what I could find online and then augment the recipe according to both ingredient availability as well as some dietary restriction changes. So for the donuts themselves, I used 3/4 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons cornstarch, 1/3 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/3 cup 2% milk, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon melted butter, and 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. For the topping, I used 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And what I did was I cooked the batter itself in canola oil at a temperature of 375 degrees. I whisked together the dry ingredients and then mixed in the wet ingredients together. Added the wet ingredients to the dry just until it was combined, and then I spooned the batter into a Wilton decorating bag and used a 3mm round opening tip to squeeze the batter into ring shapes in the fryer basket. Lowered the fryer basket into the oil and cooked them for 2 to 3 minutes. Didn't take much because they're not big donuts. Removed them immediately to the topping, and then to the topping mix. Didn't go to the paper towel right away because we want to be able to use that oil off of the donut to suck the cinnamon and sugar into it. Then once the coating was on, put them on a dry paper towel to cool a little, just cool enough to not burn your mouth, and then eat them right away for the best results, or stick them in a parchment bag and carry them around all day until they become all glued together. The best part of the recipe was, honestly, the best part of the experience was that I made the bag myself without using any glue. So it's a sustainable result. You should be able to recycle the parchment paper and go from there. So that was my entry. There was no gluten-free or vegan considerations built into this one. And so hopefully everybody got the authentic State Fair mini donut experience. Thanks. I enjoyed the competition.
Okay, we have the results here, but we want to make sure that everybody's free to express themselves without any fear of repercussion. So we are going to hide these sheets in the house somewhere, and we'll call you up when we're about 20 miles away, and then you can go find them and you can tell who won.
First
It
off,
was very close.
it was very close.
Should we expound upon that?
That's it. That's all the.
And it was very tough to judge because you have so many different.
Yeah, it's very apples to oranges.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
You got
Different
main
things.
dishes, you got desserts, you got drinks. You know, how do you compare them? It's really tough to do. And we had the third place one was the Hot Beef Sundae.
Yes.
Very good. Most of these got the 30% on based on fair food because that was the whole point. Originality, there's some differences there because they were identical to what we were told that was on the fair. So that's not very original.
So,
But the recipe could have been original.
yeah, okay. Appearance was usually, was pretty close to it and tastes the same way. So it was really tough to judge since we had these numbers 1 to 5 for ease of preparation, but it added up to 10%. So we just took whatever number we did and multiplied times 2 to come up with the points. Okay, so hot beef sundae was number 3. Number 2 was coffee pudding donuts. And then number 1, probably because I'm a cheese lover, the Swiss cheese strata.
I see our time here at the fair is running short, as the fair now is coming to a close. So we will have Jan Garber and his orchestra play the Good Night song, entitled Good Night, Sweet Dreams.
Good night and sweet dreams to you. Good night, one kiss and adieu. Though the seconds will be hours until we meet again. Good night, sweet dreams. Good night.